everybody. Welcome to Tadaima, a Terrace House podcast, your weekly companion to your favorite show on Netflix. I am Robert Scarpanito, and I am joined here by Daily Wilhelm.
Konbanwa.
Jack Cepeda.
Sota.
That wasn't the right use of that. And Colin Sparley.
Konbanwa. Do you think they drink eggnog in Japan? Is that a thing? I know this past holiday season, we've been drinking a lot of eggnog, but I wonder if that's a big thing there. What about chocolate milk? Is chocolate milk a big thing there? I have a lot of questions.
Banana milk's a thing.
I know that. They like their aloe drinks. I know that. And of course, their teas and their Boss coffees.
I'll tell you what they're just now getting around doing, after Christmas and everything, is replenishing their KFC stores.
Ah, classic.
I was going to talk about this. I want, like, a Jingle All the Way type movie, but it's a Japanese dad trying to get fried chicken for his family. He's like,
damn you, Colonel Sanders.
Power Man doll.
It is the holiday season. Everyone's spirits are bright here today. I hope you enjoyed your KFC today. We are sponsored by KFC, Colonel Sanders. Thanks.
Yes. Thanks.
Today we are talking about episode 38 of Opening You Doors, The Goalkeeper and the Goalless, which is a weird ass title, but hey, you know what? It's fine. This is a great episode. Okay. Let's fucking dive in.
Wait, is it the goalkeeper?
The goalkeeper?
Isn't that just a goalie?
Yeah,
but goalkeeper's another common.
Yeah. Look, come on. I don't know shit about sports, and I at least know that. I know the goalkeeper keeps the puck away from the net.
That's the goalie. Fine.
I'm guessing it's because we're dealing with a soccer boy.
But he wasn't even like a
He's not.
like a
yeah,
goalie.
he's a forward.
He said that he was forward. Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm confused.
Who is the goalkeeper and who is the goalless in this scenario?
Let's find out.
I don't even know. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. So with the panel recap here, I love the way Tokui explains the scene we were all joking about at the end of last episode, right? With the face full of just twig and berries.
Yeah.
If Shunsuke's nose were a match, it just like light up.
That sound effect, dude. Like, oh man. That's what I said. It was like dripping water on his face.
Oh my god. I'm telling you, man, I was just waiting for the
Oh dude. He was getting waterboarded.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Just there was a rag on his face.
Throw the Care Bear rack.
Oh man, guys, there's so much to talk about in this episode. I'm so excited.
How far can we go with this? Okay.
All right, so we're in the kitchen, and Yui and Kaito are preparing breakfast for everyone in the house, and then everyone congregates, and they have their last breakfast with Aya and Shunsuke, who then leave the house, and it's kind of somber,
Yeah, it wasn't really like super heartfelt. I don't know. There wasn't just Shunsuke hasn't spent much time in the house, and so we just didn't get to know him that well, so it kind of took away from the impact.
Yeah, I was more sad about Aya leaving, personally.
Yeah, same here. And it was said that Aya left, but I guess it kind of made sense for her to leave at this point. You know what I mean? There's just not much opportunities for romance. She was ready because she has that internship coming up in Tokyo, just big opportunities. So yeah, we knew she needed to leave, so it wasn't I don't know, not surprising, but I don't know. It just wasn't. It didn't feel like a huge deal, I guess.
It was a congratulatory send off, right?
Yes.
Shunsuke had reached his goals. Yeah. Aya learned, what she needed to learn about herself as well too, and they're on to the next chapter of their lives. And we'll probably see them again. I mean, we have a pretty good ratio of old faces visiting the house in Kurosawa so far, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'd love to see them again and kind of get updates on their lives because I'm sure they're good wishes to them, right? But after they leave, we get the classic lower half of the face preview of both of the new folks. So we cut to Nakameguro Terrace in Tokyo, where we see the new girl, and all we learn about her here is that she likes him tall.
That's it.
That's it.
That's kind of all she shared, right? But she was tall herself too. Right. Seeing her to scale next to her friend, I was like, that's a tall woman.
Oh, yeah. Which makes sense. And then we cut to Topic Kenso Hiagon Stadium in Okinawa City, Okinawa, where a dude is sitting on the bench watching a football match, and he has kind of like this heartfelt speech that I feel like if we had been following that team, it would have had a lot of impact. But since it was very out of context, it was just kind of like, well,
I was just like, this dude is just a super fan because he's way in the stands by himself. Like, this is like a guy with no friends that just loves this football team.
He like wasn't wearing the uniform when he addressed everyone that was in uniform.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I didn't know exactly what I was looking at until, he kind of showed up in the house, but I was just like, wow, this guy really likes this team, and he's crying.
Yeah, but we learned that he like actually was a player and was recently, or he's been like kind of on the bench for most of the season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he talked about a little bit later on that he had played J3 level professional soccer. I don't know if that's considered like semi-pro, like kind of similar to here.
Yeah, that'd be like the Columbus Clippers, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, like the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Is J1 is J1 like pro and then there's J2?
Guessing.
Yeah, like the Seattle Seahawks would be the J1 football team in America.
Got it. Okay, so he's a couple steps away, but still it was possible.
Still a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
He's getting paid to play. He's getting paid.
Right. He was getting paid to play. Obviously, we learned later that not quite enough. I guess he wasn't getting paid well enough.
Sure.
But yeah, he essentially said he was sitting the bench a lot. I wonder how much of that year and like what do you say, year and 9 months?
9 months. Yeah.
Yeah, a year and 9 months that he was actually sitting the bench and how much he was actually playing, because if you're like a player and you're dealing with sitting on the bench and you're doing it for like a full almost 2 years, that's a long time. And I kind of understand where his stress points are, right? Because if he could be making better money somewhere else doing something that he enjoys more than just sitting on the bench, then I kind of understand where he's coming from. But I feel like there's a lot more to unravel there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like he didn't really have a great experience, right? Like you said, he was mainly just backup and he would play forward, but he said he was waiting for the ball to come his way, but it never got passed to him either.
Do we even say his name yet?
No, I was gonna rope us back in and kind of get into the new people now. So we cut to the kitchen. Kaito, Sota, and Yui are sitting there, and Kaito had cut his hair recently, and I had to do a triple take. I don't know about you guys, I just did not recognize that as Kaito, right?
Oh,
because he shaved too.
Yeah,
and I was like, who is this?
He almost looked like Shunsuke, and I was like, wait, what? Didn't you leave? Hello?
Yeah, I was like, who is that? He just snuck back in. He was like, I didn't figure it out enough.
Yeah, I need to figure it out more. Sota, where are you?
Yeah, I was really confused. I don't know. They don't even really acknowledge his like big change in style either.
I didn't actually think about it until you guys just mentioned it just now, and I'm like, oh yeah, it did look different.
And then Yui just came back from an interview with a company, and then while she's telling that story, bing bong, the doorbell. And Sota is like, oh, is that pizza? Someone ordered pizza?
Did somebody order pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. I like that.
That was a good one-liner.
Yeah. And then we meet Risako Tanigawa, 28-year-old print model from Osaka. Now that the reason she's coming to Terrace House is now that she's almost 30, she's feeling like she needs a new challenge in her life, and moving to Terrace House is that way she's going to challenge herself to improve herself further and all that kind of stuff.
I remember her saying that she hasn't really been like emotionally available, right? Am I remembering that right? Like she's been too strict, I guess, with relationships and with her work and all that. She's looking to broaden her horizons.
Yeah. And one of the first things Sota asks her is, do you have a driver's license? Which she says no. And then Sota's like, cool. So Yui and I are still the drivers for the house.
Yeah.
They were not. Yeah, they were really hoping she did have her license. I could tell.
Right. Because she's 28, you know.
But you live in
Tokyo,
a metropolitan area. You really don't need to, especially in a country with such good public transportation. But I can see the frustration then of being like, oh, we're the chauffeurs still.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, though, compared to the new guy, we don't really learn that much about Risako here. You know, it's just kind of like the bare bones. Like
she's from Osaka. She has an accent. She has a Kansai accent, which is the equivalent of like American English and then like Southern American English. You know, like there's a different drawl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And it's like she's pretty typical like Terrace House member, right?
She's a model.
Yeah, though she's a model, and she's fairly attractive, and we'll see. Hopefully, she turns it on a little bit and shows us who she is.
Yeah.
Did they throw her height up there? Because she seemed like she's like 6'3".
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I will say what she's been doing in this house, and we'll see this by the end of the episode, is she's been making waves in the actions she does and the actions she's compelling other people to do. And that's what has me really excited about her. And then we get another ping pong, and we get Ayo Fukuda, 23 years old, and he was a pro soccer player until about 3 or 4 days ago, where he reveals that financially it wasn't working out, so now he has come to Terrace House to figure it all out.
Robert, did you say Ayo?
Ayo?
Ayo-san?
Ayo.
He did not like that very much when Maya couldn't say his name, and that was kind of a weird exchange. That was a weird exchange they were having right there. That was like, I don't know if that was chemistry or awkwardness. How did you guys feel about when everyone shows up?
I thought he was being snappy.
I thought it was like fun, like, oh, you've pissed me off, like in a flirtatious way.
Yeah, that's how I read it too. It was like, maybe at first it was kind of like, corrective, but then kind of played off more as like jokes and jabs with each other. But yeah, Ayo, he reveals that he likes to drink, doesn't know how to cook, and he likes fried chicken.
He wanted fried chicken, and he sweats a lot. And he used to play soccer, and he has to explain that now, like, because everyone's like, used to play, yeah, until like 4 days ago, or something.
Which is like very
Wasn't it Soto's like, well, what did you used to? What did you play, like basketball or something?
No, I think it was.
I know, me too.
Kaito was like, oh, you play basketball?
Or that's who it was. Kaito.
Yeah, it was Kaito.
Like, have you ever seen a black guy before?
Like, yikes. So then we go up to the boys' room where the boys get to talk a little bit. And here's where things start to get interesting, right? So Ayo reveals a little bit about his backstory. Like, oh, yeah, I've been playing soccer since I was 3 and all that kind of stuff, which cool. Good for him. You're a career athlete, but now you've kind of failed looking for your new thing in life. But then Kaito is like, dude, I'm super into Risako.
Right.
Like, whoa.
Right.
Kaito.
Yeah,
Kaito.
Yui's seemingly winning this, or losing this fight, rather.
Fickle.
Why this is a continuous pattern with poor Yui, like an older woman shows up that the guy that she's been going out with suddenly is
younger
like,
guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the younger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and for him, it's at first it's the accent, right? Like the accent's the thing that turns him on, I think is what he said. And I feel so bad for Yui, and I can't wait for this to blow up in everyone's faces.
I don't know how this is gonna go, guys.
I mean,
we kind of learn where it's gonna go a little bit.
Well, kind of, right? It's compounded by a lot of interesting factors that we'll get into. But we cut to the panel, right? And they're kind of talking about how Ayo is like, he's in a rough place in his life right now because like he's kind of figuring everything out from the first point, like square one.
Sure.
Right, like that's tough. But they also say that
always been doing soccer.
Yeah, they also say that Ayo Fukuda is a happy name? ?
Hi. So I can explain that. Fukuda, it's a common name from where he's from, like the more southern islands. It means like blessed rice paddy.
Nice.
And then Ayo, depending on the kanji it's spelled with, I is love and O is big, so like big love.
He's a
big love blessed rice paddy.
Oh, that is a happy name.
He's pretty set.
I love that name. That's hilarious.
Oh man,
big love.
Big love. Man, that'd be a great like soccer nickname, right? Just on your back of your jersey, big love.
Big love, yeah.
Big love.
So we cut to the kitchen.
I like it.
Where it's Yui, Ayo, Sota, and Kaito, and they're kind of talking. And this is where Ayo reveals that his dad's American, mom is Japanese, and his dad left when he was like young. Right?
3.
Was it 3?
Yes, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even really know his
old.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems like a common trend. Like what Yui's dad left when she was younger. Like she's never met him. And then,
Sota left his kid.
Yeah, it was Sota.
Sota is the dad who left.
Sota
his parents were also
across
divorced
the
at a
table.
young age or some shit. Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of parental discrepancies trending throughout these members.
Yeah, what I find fucking wild though is that apparently when Ayo grew up, senior year of college, his dad slides into his Instagram DMs.
Yeah, creepy.
Of all places, of all platforms,
Right, to just be
Instagram.
like, hey, what's up?
How do you
And
find him?
they
Yeah.
still have never met because dad's still in America.
He's probably like a truck driver in Alabama or some shit.
Yeah. And if I had to guess, I'd imagine Io can speak English, or at least maybe read it, understand it.
Who knows?
I mean, unless the dad really knows Japanese.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah,
I
that
guess.
was interesting. He's just like, yeah, so this random black guy just like slides into my DMs.
Yeah, that's how he said it too.
And
He was
yeah.
like,
And then they had to ask, like, was he your dad? As opposed
he's
to
like, was
what?
it your dad? He's like, yeah, it was my dad. I'm like, what the fuck? You ever, like, your long lost son, you ever just like message your long lost son on fucking Instagram?
Man, dude, that is a 21st century story if I've ever fucking heard one.
God,
20
it
years
is.
later, my dad slides into my DMs.
that's got to be like on Soto's mind, though. I would think.
Sota?
Like, maybe Sota's mind. Yeah, one time, maybe in the future, he's like, maybe I'll reach out to him or something. I don't know.
He's
I
like
hope
literally
Instagram's
sitting
still a
across
thing.
from Io, hearing this story and being like, "Is this going to be me? Like
Right.
down the line?"
Is this going to
that'd
be
be
what my
awkward.
son is like down the line? Benched
a
soccer
soccer
player.
Aw, be nice.
Damn.
Yikes. And then Risako enters the house. They're all eating, and Io's sweating his ass off and pulls out a little Care Bear towelette to just towel his forehead off.
I can relate,
Epidix.
dude, to when he's like, I sweat all the time. I'm like, man, I feel your pain.
Do you
Like,
use
I don't
Care
have
Bear?
I don't. No, but if I had a Care Bear thing, I definitely would probably carry it around more. But it seems like it's meant to be noticed, like they said. Like, obviously, you're pulling it out because you want to talk about it. And then Yui grabs it out of his hands, unfolds it, and presents it to the table.
Look at this. Look at it.
It's Care Bears. And,
I love
dude, I think
Yama-chan's like description of that. It's like, that's what a bully would do.
totally. Yeah.
He's like, "I'm scared."
I'm
scared of it.
legitimately.
Put it-
I got the real impression that Io did not like that, though. I think he was like trying not to be bullied there.
Well,
like I just felt like he was a little uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm
It's
sorry.
just
Are there other people out there who are trying to be bullied, Jack? Is that...
I don't know. He seemed bothered by it, I guess. He didn't seem like he wanted to play along, I guess is all I'm saying.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
my impression.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That was wild. I did not expect that.
Funny. It was super funny.
And then Maya enters the house, I think the first time in this whole episode, and she gets to meet the new folks. She gets to meet Io and Risako. And they have that little exchange Jack was talking about earlier with the whole like, Io.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then Io reveals the last relationship he was in was 6 months ago, and they broke up because he cheated on her.
He may have cheated. And then he's like, "Yeah, I cheated."
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I totally cheated. And then Maya just seems to be going like, I don't care. She just keeps going all in on.
At least
on
he's
Io. It
honest.
seems like, yeah. She's like, yeah, at least you're honest about it, and blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm really sensing a lot of electricity between Io
Yeah.
and Maya.
Oh,
There's
She
some
kept
chemistry
like
there.
saying
gonna
that
fuck.
he was hilarious, which he was. He was like really playing it up during dinner. He was fun.
Oh yeah, and they're so gonna fuck.
Yeah.
So hard. Like
See.
like no question, man.
I mean, everyone was already saying like, "Oh, you'd really like Maya. You'd really like Maya. Just wait till Maya comes home."
Yeah, like
You know,
I think you guys are gonna get along.
Robert, I think you would disagree with you. I think you sees it as, probably them maybe just being good friends.
I mean, I could see that, but I still think it's gonna be friends with benefits. Like they're gonna fuck. I don't know if they're gonna date, but they're so gonna bone.
We'll see. I wonder. I think they have an interesting chemistry, certainly. But once they hang out one on one, then after that first kind of date, I think that's where I'll be able to make a better determination there. I feel like there could be some mines in the minefield that someone could step on potentially here.
Yeah, I could see that. We cut now to the girls' room where all the girls are there, and they're talking about how Kaito's birthday is coming up soon. He's going to turn 21, which, congratulations to him. And they kind of talk about Risako's relationship history, which this is kind of interesting, but also perhaps par for course, maybe for a lot of models, where every guy she's dated has chased her. She has never once chased a guy.
She seems to want to switch that up.
Mm-hmm. She wants to learn to be
says.
assertive.
So
yeah,
she
said, in her words, she said she's never been the one to fall first.
She doesn't even know what it's like to fall in love, she said. That is a sad place to be.
At 28.
To never look at someone and like, get those butterfly feelings, because that's a cool feeling.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And she reveals that of all the 3 guys, she's probably most attracted to Sota, which, interesting choice, but okay.
Because she wanted someone taller, and I'm pretty sure he's shorter. Everyone in the house shorter, to be fair, I think. But
except for
Io.
Yeah.
Io. He's really tall.
I wonder if she believes in life after love.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks, Cher. And yeah, just like back to the kitchen with all the boys. Just again, Kaito is just hammering it home. Like Risako is the one for him. Like,
oh, Ne-chan.
Yeah,
which creeped me out because he was like literally like, oh, you're like an older sister, and then he was like, yeah, I'm into that.
Whoa. Oh. See, I was thinking like MILF, not older sister. I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't wait for this to blow up in Yui's face because.
I mean,
I don't want it to blow up in Yui's face. She's had enough.
She has, but
she has.
I wanted to blow up in Kaito's face, which is what I wanted to happen with Noah, but it didn't.
I wanted to blow up in everyone's face.
There we go.
I feel like though, if things don't happen between Yui and Kaito, I feel like he was gonna end up leaving.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, she lost her closest friend just now. So possibly.
Yeah. And
she got that new job, we'll get there, but yeah. Well, things are lining up for Yui to leave. I think it could be happening soon.
Right. And then the next day, Kaito and Risako are talking in the kitchen, and they basically make plans like, hey, let's go get lunch with Io. So they go to Bistro Pomodoro to get some pasta for lunch, where they all kind of reveal a little bit about their dating history. Io says he's dated girls like older than him, younger than him, same age. Like age doesn't seem to matter to him, I suppose.
He's a player, man.
Oh, he's such a player. Like that's part of the reason why I think he's gonna fuck with Maya. Like that's gonna happen. And Kaito, he says he likes some a little older, even up to the age his mom is, which is 42.
Man. He was just like laying it on thick.
Oh, like, he totally was too. It's like, dude. Yeah. And it's like, dude, could you be any more obvious?
Yeah. Now, this is where something begins that I want to point out to everyone, okay? Risako says she wants to learn how to skateboard. So she's dropping hints like, oh yeah, Kaito, you should teach me sometime. Like, hopefully I can learn how to skateboard. Hopefully I won't fall, right? So that's Risako initiating one thing of Kaito and I should go on a skato dato.
Right.
Okay. Just keep that in your pocket for a little while.
Okay.
So is this, and I'd like to speculate just for a second here, is this going to lead to Yui getting jealous, right? And are we going to see Yui versus Mayu part 2?
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't see it going that. I think Yui's learned a lot about herself.
Yeah.
Right, which is why it make it interesting to see like her being tested.
I mean, it all stems on Risako. Like, how does she reciprocate?
I want to put in a counterpoint here. At that lunch, and then later, she really hits home that she wants to go work out with Io at the gym. And she was like at that lunch at the Pomodoro place, she was like, yeah, I want to go work out at the gym. We should go work out together at least a few times a week.
Yeah. So here's the seeds that I think Risako's trying to lay, all right? So she's talking about, hey, Kaito, let's go skato dato. And then she's saying, hey, Io, let's go workout dato. And then remember at the end, and I'm just going to jump to this because it makes sense at this point, she asks Sota, hey, let's get lunch sometime.
Yeah. She's pulling an
Uchi.
I mean, yeah, that's what she's there to do, though. Remember, that's what she said. So, like, kind of bravo to her. Like, she wants to step out of her comfort zone. Usually, she waits for guys to approach her, and she's like taking the initiative here. So she's actually, delivering on what she said she was there to do. So, And that's rare that actually happens, but it's happening with her. So
for those of you who don't know who Uchi is, he's a member from Boys and Girls in the City who did something similar where he's like, I'm going to ask out all 3 girls in the house right now.
But didn't he do it at the table?
He did it
at the table in front of all of the girls.
He did it really horribly.
Yeah.
But Uchi was just like working his way down the line of the table. Like 3 girls are sitting there on the opposite side. And he's like, hey, all right, you. Are you available Monday, 3 p.m.? All right, you. All right, fine. All right, you. Let's go on a date. I'm not free Monday, but let's do something either Tuesday or the rest of the week. Okay, Wednesday, good? All right, fine. All right, now you. I'm not available Monday, Wednesday, but what are you doing? And just like, it was so blatant and it was so just like unabashed. It was really something the likes of the show has never seen before.
It's like the most clinical way to do it. Risako is definitely doing it better where it's kind of like she's finding these moments where she's a little more like isolated with the people and kind of like rolls off more naturally like, oh, hey, yeah, we should get together, right? And to be fair, it's not like she's explicitly saying like, and this is a date, you know, or like, I'm interested in you, right? It's just...
I like the way she's
testing the waters.
Yeah, I like the way she did it with Sota. Like, she's like, you know, I don't know that much about you. Let's get lunch. I thought that was very casual, very smooth. I actually admired the way she went about that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's see here. So we're back in the living room and this is Maya, Kaito, and Ayo sitting there. And just out of freaking nowhere, Ayo is like, hey, Maya, let's get lunch sometime. Just bam, right there. Let's go on a date.
Yeah. Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Caught off guard.
Maya
she was happy about it.
She was happy, but she seemed a little flustered, right? Like, it was just like, whoa, that's surprising. Unexpected.
I mean, is it though? Isn't that what the people are there to do, is to ask each other out? Wouldn't they kind of see it coming? I mean, everyone knows Terrace House by now. I don't know.
I think maybe...
No, it's just when he just kind of threw it out there.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
Social situation.
Willy-nilly.
Because, like, I don't know if you noticed, but Kaito just kind of, like, sneaks out of that scene and just kind of...
Yeah, he's suddenly not there.
Yeah.
Where did Kaito go?
He didn't seem to mind one bit either. I don't think he has eyes for Maya at all.
Nope. He's not watching her.
Please observe me too.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
Yeah. And in this moment too, Ayo reveals that before the last girlfriend who he cheated on, he was single for like 3 or 4 years, which I don't know, maybe he has commitment issues, question mark? Maybe.
I'm sure he was dating around, just probably not like my girlfriend.
It was just surprising to me how unabashed he was about the cheating. Like, he never like tried to explain himself or anything. He was just like, yeah, I kind of cheated.
And Maya rewards him for that.
Well, yeah, Maya's just like, you're the worst. And he's like, yeah, I'm the worst. She's like, yeah, but at least you're honest about it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, that's not how that works.
Exactly. I agree with you, Daly. Yeah, like, wow, that was just like, oh, whatever, just brush down on the rug. Who cares?
Well, I mean, consider the alternative, though. Like, what if he doesn't say anything and then they did start dating and then she finds out, wait, like, you have a history of cheating? Like, what else have you been hiding from me? Have you been hiding another girl, et cetera, et cetera?
Are you hiding my Frosted Flakes?
Yes. I mean,
are you hiding my Frosted Flakes?
I have to give Ayo some props. At least he's like owning this really shitty fact about his history, rather than being hidden and then it comes up, and then he has to be on the defense rather than the offense.
But still, I would think that would make her think twice before she just agrees on a dato.
Yeah, for sure. But he's a forward. That's offense, right?
I guess. Right? Yeah.
Yep. So
I'm lost here, boy.
I also appreciate that he's not being like Sota and like bringing it up for shock factor the way that he continues.
Oh my god!
Continues to do
for a 1, 2, 3rd time,
dude. It's just like a joke now. Offender. Like, he's gonna just throw that out like whatever, you know. Like,
I went to the gas station. have one of his crew necks made that says it's by his favorite brand, Fat, and it just says, "I'm divorced.
I have a son
with a son I never see."
I like the way that the hosts have been putting it, where he just wants to like eat up the people going,
yeah,
Nani?
Because it does look like it brings him life. It like makes his teeth whiter when people are shocked. He's married with a kid.
Nom 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 nom.
And see, the wild thing is, like, the scene before he drops all the like, oh yeah, when I was your age, I was whatever, right? It's the panelists talking, and you and Tori are like, oh yeah, I feel like I've gotten used to Sota. And up to that point, I agreed. You know, like the jokes he made in this episode, I was giggling at. It was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, he's just kind of a cynical bastard. But then they cut to the scene where it's like Kaito's birthday party. He ends the entire episode again with the whole, yeah, you know, I was married, divorced, kid. And it's like, God, it's so one note. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's one thing to talk about it once and then like begrudgingly talk about it because someone's asking, but now he's just throwing it out there. Like he's just throwing it. Might as well put it on your business card, dude. Just like, it's like, hi, how are you? I'm divorced and have a kid.
And the house members are riffing off of it now too because they're being like, eh? And it's like, no, you already know. And it's like, but clearly what you want is the response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to be fair, right, there are 2 new members, so in a way that needed to come out and be said. It's just like the way he's been delivering it up until now is just such a joke, you know, at this point. We're so easy to make fun of.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's his way of, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's pretty clear, right? Like we can all agree, like he probably feels some great shame about it. But maybe it's his way of coping with it, like bringing it up like so casually, so that way people don't, it kind of disarms people. Right. And so they don't treat it as quite a heavy topic as it actually should be treated. And so maybe it's kind of like his way of deflecting that kind of burden and guilt.
It 100% could be like, it definitely could be a defense mechanism. And I guess even though we're, you know, it gives us grounds to make fun of him, at least he's not bottling it all up. You know what I mean? It'd be a lot worse on his side of things. I mean, that's an easy trigger for depression, among other things.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
See that.
Maybe this is how he is vulnerable with people. That's like him taking out a brick from the wall that he's put up and is like, yeah, this is me. Judge me as you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I mean,
yeah. Also, he talks about how he's a Junon boy contest winner.
Well, Risako
junior
says,
boy.
I know you're a Junon boy winner.
What does that? What does that mean? I need to know.
You're a Junon boy.
Yeah. Yes.
So Junon is like a women's magazine similar to, let's call it like, say, like Tiger Beat. Like you guys remember like Tiger Beat?
Oh, JTT.
So, essentially, he won a Pretty Boy award and was featured in the magazine.
Excuse me?
See?
He's
and Risako,
like literally you can translate like Junon boy to like Pretty Boy.
Excuse me?
That's my challenge here. Like I keep talking about like over past episodes, like Risako, Tori-chan are all into him. I feel like I'm missing someone else was in him. Oh, Aya was in him, obviously, and I just don't see it at all.
See, here's the thing. Thank you. This does put him in a new light, right? Because he also says, I mean, this is just compounded with the Junon thing, but he was like a celebrity when he was 18. Or he was trying to be, right? Like in the
entertainer of
industry,
some sort.
like entertainment industry, yeah. And yep,
he was a Junon entertainer.
A Junon entertainer, and then at 20, he got married and got out of the entertainment industry, and you know the rest. I had always assumed it was just like, well, he got married and had a kid. That's it. But instead, it's like, did he give up his hopes and dreams of being an entertainer, and now he's like a bitter asshole who makes apps?
Who drives people around, doesn't take a joke.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like he's just depressed because he'll never feel that sort of excitement, I guess. Again, at least in his mind.
Yeah, and
all these questions.
And I mean, like now that he's on Terrace House, you know, this totally reshapes the way I see him, because now I'm seeing him on Terrace House as, is this your second chance at fame? Is that what you're doing right now? Like, is this your like, you know, is this your way of trying to get people to follow you again, to be famous?
Yeah, maybe his whole thing with this is an observational study is just a cover.
I mean, the show hasn't really followed up on that, right? Like they just kind of show him showing up from work late, you know, at 11 or midnight or whatever it is. They haven't really kind of followed up on the promise of him working on the app and you know, researching people and observing people to create better apps that are more addictive, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to believe, though, that maybe this is just his like, he thinks this is his second chance at fame. He doesn't want to fuck it up. But maybe he's trying too hard to not look like that's what he wants, which is why he makes these cynical jokes, which is maybe why he doesn't. Yeah, like he doesn't lead with, I was a Junon boy. He leads with, I have a kid. You know, it's like kind of rocking the boat too much, so he doesn't seem like he's just here to be famous.
And the thing about it, too, is that he doesn't have a kid. I mean, biologically, yeah, but it's not his kid. He's completely like divorced himself from the kid.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
all the things that go along with telling people that, like, it's
it feels it feels kind of cheap then, because it's like
right.
The further down the line it gets, and it's just going to be like, oh, you foisted off that responsibility on someone else, is what you're telling me by saying that, versus like, I have this tragic backstory, pity me.
Yeah.
Right. It rings hollow, yeah.
Like at this point, the kid is just a trump card, or just like a tactic to get people to feel sympathy at first.
This makes me feel dirty.
I activate my trap card.
You activated my trap. Divorced with a kid.
Tap the lands.
Yeah, and it's like, it's one of those things where the person most frustrated with all of this, I don't know if his ex is watching, but could you imagine her watching this and be like, dude, you like tossed this out 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not what she leads with when she meets new people.
Thank you.
Could you fucking imagine? I was married to the Junon Boy winner from 2015 or whatever, 2013.
We have a kid. Oh man,
that's her claim to fame.
Yikes.
Well, as long as he's paying, child support, if that's a thing in Japan.
Yeah. Let's end this episode on a really happy note, though, right? Like, happy birthday, Kaito. Even though we're technically really late because of how reality TV and Netflix works, but hey, happy belated birthday. Yeah. I don't really know how else to say this, but he blows out the candles and then dabs twice.
The man dabbed. The man dabbed 2 times.
There's no other way to phrase that. It's just, that's the reality of it.
Brought a smile on my face.
Just like, dab. There's like just the second time it looks like he was just sneezing really hard. I don't know what.
No, it was, and he got the candles out in one blow, man. They revisited the beer tree. I appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Taka have so much in common.
He was wearing the same tiara that Taka wore during his birthday. Right. Yeah. Very reminiscent.
Yeah, it was.
And I want to pose a very serious question to the table. Do you think he would have dabbed if he didn't get all the candles in one go?
Serious question. The hard-hitting journalism here. Yeah. This is like a BuzzFeed article.
When he got down, you could just see by the pure angle of lip to candle ratio with the amount and speed at which his breath hits the candle's flames. It's just a perfect execution, guys. You can't see that. You can't get better execution than this.
You guys ever seen
with Kaito? He deserved that dab. He worked for it.
You guys ever seen the videos of people that have the birthday cakes with just giant, I don't know, 100 candles on or whatever, but they're not like 100 years old. It's just a ton of fire. And then their family will silly string them. You ever see those videos?
Oh, no, yeah.
Silly string is highly flammable.
Oh, shit.
And then they just get covered in a fireball. And then the camera just cuts out. So I don't know what happens. I don't know, but never mix silly string and birthday candles, please.
The dab is the better outcome here.
Yes.
We should all be just thankful for the dab at this point.
Right.
I was waiting for him to blow, like he blew out the candles and he dabbed, and I was waiting for the down. I am the one.
We will make that edit. Expect that edit.
Can we please?
I want that played at my funeral.
God, it's like a 2-year-old meme at this point, but I don't care. I love
As
it.
your casket is being lowered.
Jack, would you want your funeral picture to also be you in a suit but dabbing?
Dabbing. Why not, man? Let's celebrate life here.
That's the life.
Why do we gotta be all somber?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And I guess my final question for you guys, another very serious one. We know that historically Terrace House has had a PS4 in the house. I remember, I think it was last season, they were playing FIFA on it.
Hooray.
Do you think Kaito plays Fortnite?
Yes.
Can we just we're just gonna swerve on this question?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna take a chance on SEO here.
Until I see someone flossing on the show, I'm not gonna be convinced.
That's the thing. Next episode, he's gonna floss.
Be careful what you ask for, man. I mean, here's the thing. If anyone's playing Fortnite in the house, it is Kaito. He's got he doesn't have it. He has the most free time. He's got the most chillax job. Very chill schedule. Yeah,
I want to see somebody start industrial dancing in the middle of the show. If Kaito would have broke out after blowing out those candles and started fucking industrial dancing, just fucking going after like he's at a rave.
Is that the same thing as cybergoth?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's where we need the real diversity on this show. We don't have a goth yet.
We don't have a goth on Terrace House yet.
Dude. One day, though.
At least they're breathing clear with those gas masks on.
Same.
You know, I am like, it's going to be crazy. You know what's going to be like absolutely catastrophic is if someone knocks someone up on this show.
What the
fuck? Random comment.
What the fuck, dude?
Dude, what if someone showed up there like, I'm here to have a baby?
I'm here to get pregnant. I don't care who it is.
Who's going to be the donor?
I don't know. Like, how would the host react? Like, I just someone's reaction to this whole thing going down. The host, like, yeah, I got knocked up by so-and-so housemate. And like, oh, shit.
Dude, Netflix execs, you know, they're like wringing their hands like, come on, bring me that fetus money, baby. Give me that fetus money.
That's where we swerve into the Western expectation of reality TV. But
yeah.
Japan.
It's like at that point, I was like, it kind of like loses its gloss a little bit. Terrace House would go a little dark after that.
I mean, to me, it lost that gloss the minute we saw some softcore Noah Sana porn.
They lost their innocence then? Is that what
we'll never get that innocence back, will we?
Nope.
We are tainted.
No. We never will.
No. Yeah.
Let's end the show on that sad note.
We
stole your innocence.
On dabbing.
We took all your innocence away.
We got 2 more episodes in part 6, guys. Savor these moments.
This is going to be
exciting. Can only watch these episodes for the first time once. We got 2 more. Let's go.
Yes. Our next episode is going to be coming out on December 30th. So get excited, get hype. And our final one's going to come out on New Year's Day. So we're ringing in the new year with some Terrace House.
Oshogatsu omedetou.
Hi. Jack, you want to talk about the contest?
Yeah, you guys know the contest. We are running a contest. Just help us out. Spread the word. Follow us on Instagram, Tadaimagram. Follow us on Twitter at TadaimaPod. And then leave us a review, either on iTunes or anywhere else. Once you do all 3 of those steps, you are automatically entered in our contest. And there's going to be an awesome prize here that we will be revealing in the coming weeks. So please get that entry in now. And thank you for the people that have entered so far.
And here's the thing. If you enter, you've already won because you've earned our unrequited love.
I mean, we're reading the reviews, and also, and any emails you want to send us to, we're reading that stuff. We're paying attention. We're trying to build the show, trying to grow the show. Help us out.
Yeah, this is a conversation between us and you and the whole world. If there's anything you think we missed in this episode that we should have talked about, please email any and all of those things to us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com. This has been Tadaima. Thanks for listening. Itekimasu.
Email us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com. Follow us on Instagram at Tadaimagram, on Twitter at TadaimaPod, and check us out on Facebook and YouTube at Tadaima, a Terrace House podcast.